history, GIEAIA is opening membership for class 1 also. There are few doubts in the minds of the officers whether we can join this GIEAIA. Just we want to make a mention that employees means it does not mean only the class 3 employees. Employees is a common name. Under that, class 1 can also be an employee called as an employee. Class 3 and 4 can also be called as an employee. Class 2 also an employee. For example, United India Insurance Employees Welfare Society. United India Insurance Employees Provident Fund Trust. So employees is a common gender. It is for everybody. It includes all from any class is under the employees. So far GIEAIA was taking care of only the class 3, 4 and employees. That is the doubt. Now it is coming to the minds of all. So this time, first time in the history, we have gone for check-off and we have submitted our application. It has been accepted and they have allotted us number 103. Why we have to support GIEAIA? It's quite natural. So long there are other organizations in the industry. When they are taking care of our interest, why I have to support GIEAIA? There are few reasons under which we request every one of you to consider GIEAIA. Number 1, transfer and mobility policy. I think most of the officers would have been affected by transfer and mobility policy. Most of the employees, we can say, because in 2006, when this transfer and mobility policy was introduced for class 3 and 4 and also class 1, both it has been introduced. For class 3 and 4, our transfer and mobility policy was linked along with wage revision and it has been notified along with wage revision. You know that when anything is notified under any notification, even to modify a very small line, we cannot do. Only again we have to go to the ministry. To make for any correction, it is highly impossible. We have to wait till next wage revision due. Till such time no amendment even be made to the notification. In spite of that, in 2006, when this has been introduced for class 3 and 4, it has been notified along with wage revision. We made the management to include one small word, that is need-based transfer. So that has made the magic, I can say. That 2-line word has made the magic. Need-based means there shall be need. They have to establish there is a need. Not only that, to transfer an employee to the need where it is there shall be excess in that area. Say for example in Chennai, if they identify people are in excess and they can transfer to Puducherry where there is deficit, presently they are saying so. Is it a fact? For example, today, for officers especially I am talking about. Today, under Chennai region, all the officers they say it is under shortage of staff. All the officers, irrespective of, maybe in head office, I don't know, even that is not correct. If it is so, they would not have identified vacancies at head office. You just see senior assistant vacancy identified at head office separately. That means there is a requirement in that particular office. In spite of that, for officers, there is a TMP from Chennai to frequently to Puducherry or from back from Puducherry to Chennai. This is what going on. But for class 3 and 4, except in the year 2006, when this TMP was introduced, first time there was a TMP for class 3 and 4. Because of the reason, in 2004 there was SVRS, Special Voluntary Retirement Scheme. I think old comrades would have remembered, not the new recruits. We were having that scheme. Under that scheme, in some places, many of the people have went on SVRS. There was a huge shortage. In some place, few employees went on SVRS. So naturally, there is an imbalance. That has to be definitely made good. In that way, we agreed with the management because for us it was introduced. TMP, it has been likely to be introduced in the form without limiting to any kilometer. And within that region, anywhere we can be transferred. At that time, it was only Chennai region. It was not Puducherry region, was not at all there at that time. So from Chennai up to Neyveli, like that up to just before this, what is that, Kadalur, Vilpuram, like that area, they will be transferred on TMP from Chennai. Say for example, Uttar Pradesh, it is only Lucknow is the only one regional office at that time. So in Lucknow region, if anybody has to be transferred, more than 1000 kilometers they can be transferred. We fought with the management, we made them to agree maximum 150 kilometers people can be transferred on TMP. Even that has also been notified for class 3 and 4. Need based one, another is maximum 150 kilometers. We made the management to agree finally, except for the year 2006. No other year there was a TMP for class 3 and 4. We could able to stall it, we could able to make it inoperative. That we have done. Now, the same time for officers, the TMP was introduced. For officers, it is not through notification. It is not along with wage revision notification. It is through management circular. Like for officers promotion they are declaring, or any circular they are informing the employees. Through the circular they have introduced transfer and mobility policy scheme. Is it not possible for any trade union which is operating in the industry to approach the management to make correction on that policy? But it is unfortunate the organization which so far operating in the industry, for officers in the industry, they have not done it at all. They have not introduced, or they have not compelled this management to bring need-based word in that scheme. If for officers under the circular, under that scheme, if management would have brought in the need-based transfer, this number of transfer under TMP would not have happened. It is a miserably, they failed in their duty. That is why GIEAIA today decided. So long we were patiently waiting for that. Nothing has been done. Now it has become more aggravated. You know that because of number of officers has come down and staff is depleting like anything. In spite of depletion of staff at all the centers, TMP is being affected by this management. Why? What for? Even in the last 31st March, there was a structured meeting called by United India. In that meeting, we questioned CMD. We asked him, though at present we are representing class 3 and 4, but we are applying under class 1 also for the membership. Now we want to pose a question to you. Tell us what made you to continue your TMP policy. It is high time to review the TMP policy. It has to be re-looked into, and all the rules and regulations has to be changed totally. If there is a need, yes, we do agree. Definitely, it has to be compensated, but not in this way. Hardly 1 or 2. If they are transferred, it's not a problem. But wholesale transfer. You see, on 31st March, this management invited all the trade unions for a discussion on that structured meeting. They say, because of austerity measure, only 2 or 3 people can come in person in an office. For a trade union, in all they are calling only 8 to 12 people for a discussion. For entire year, for one union, hardly maximum 12 employees. They are representative, they are calling, inviting. For that they say, due to austerity measure, video conferencing from that other area, your people let them join at respective regional office, or we are ready to send the link also to the cell phone, let them join that. This is the management. We appreciated the management. Okay. Because you want to reduce the cost effectiveness should be there. Even in the meeting, we appreciate the management. The same management going for every year, more number of transfer and mobility policy, or employees are being transferred. How much they are paying for that? How much? 1 month basic salary they are paying or not? Transfer grant? Not paying. TMP they stopped this time, but it is not the practice like that. Normally they used to pay 1 month transfer grant. Suppose when you are shifting from your entire house here, then leased accommodation has to be paid to you. If you are having own house at Chennai, Madam Vijayalakshmi is there. If she is having own house in Chennai and she is staying there, no leased accommodation for her. But now they have to pay here. What is the necessity? Is it not a loss to the management? And moreover, the employee who has been transferred from one place to another place, when they are shifted from their family, leaving their children at that place, definitely they cannot put their entire efforts in that area. It's a practically we have to analyze. Is it really necessary? You please do it. Otherwise, don't do that. It is the what is the principle of GIEAIA under which we could able to make the TMP for class 3 and 4 inoperative. We don't want to make it totally inoperative for officers. Sometimes it may be required in some place. It doesn't mean that wholesale transfer. So in that way, we request. So for the organization which is saying they are majority, they have not well addressed that particular issue. We are ready to address. You please support us. This is one issue. And new pension scheme for all the new recruits, other than the employees, those who have joined 1/4/2010 before. For everybody, that is old pension scheme. After 1/4/2010, for everyone it is new pension scheme. In fact, in the earlier the same government imposed on us the new pension scheme with effect from 1/1/2004. With backdate effect they have imposed on us. GIEAIA went to Kerala High Court. We have questioned the authority of the government and also the management because there is one line in that notification. Any scheme which has been affected with retrospective effect should not adversely affect anybody. That word is there. Just even now also you can go through the notification. After everything there is that particular line. Quoting that we said that this new pension scheme you are imposing with retrospective effect. When wage revision is affected and it is affected from 1/1/2004, it is totally affecting the employees. So court has intervened. Finally, that new pension scheme has been, instead of 1/1/2004, prospectively at that time it has been implemented. That is 1/4/2010. This is the history. Because of GIEAIA it has been modified. And after we actually fought for abolition of NPS and introduction of old pension scheme. It was not possible. We couldn't make it. But the reason is not only for public sector general employees they have imposed this new pension scheme. For lakhs and lakhs of central government employees, for entire public sector insurance company employees, everywhere it has been imposed. So if we have to fight against this government to replace the new pension scheme with old pension scheme, hardly 50,000 employees in 4 of the companies of public sector general company we are here. Will it be possible for us? No, we want to say. Though we are as a union fighting against it for abolishing the new pension scheme, practically hardly 50,000 employees, we cannot stop it. That is the reason recently when all the central trade unions has given a call for 2 days nationwide strike, GIEAIA has participated 1 day nationwide strike on 28th. Because of the reason, they have taken our demand also with their demand, all the central trade unions. 2 demands of us they have included. One is our company should not be privatized. Public sector insurance company should not be privatized. Another, next one is the new pension scheme to be scrapped and old pension scheme to be reintroduced. This is the demand of the entire working class of this country, those who went on strike on 28th and 29th. So ordinary coolie wala, ordinary auto rickshaw wala and rickshaw puller wala are giving slogan, do not privatize public sector insurance company, introduce old pension scheme, scrap new pension scheme. This is their slogan for us. They are not going to gain out of it. Is it not our duty to raise their slogans also when we are raising our slogan? So today, unless otherwise we make this new pension scheme as a political issue, we cannot gain over it. For example, today everybody would have seen in the newspaper or in the news item that in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, 2 states ruled by Congress, they are ruling. Shortly election is going to come for this 2 states. In those states, the government today taken back that new pension scheme and introduced old pension scheme. They replaced it already in 2 states. So that means the state government employees what they require for their re-election. That is the reason which made Congress to rethink, and they have replaced the new pension scheme with old pension scheme. In the same way, if we have to fight against central government, in 2024 central government there is going to be an election. Congress wants to come to power. Already in 2 states they have proved that we will be introducing old pension scheme. So naturally it will be incumbent on the part of the Congress to give election manifesto that we will also introduce old pension scheme for the entire central government employees. Not only us, we are hardly 50,000, but something for the bigger brothers, the entire central government, lakhs and lakhs of employees. When they introduce this old pension scheme, naturally our number 50,000 will also be added. Overall, everywhere everybody will be getting the old pension scheme. So for that we require, politically we have to take the issue. When we asked the organizations operating in the industry, especially officers, whenever we ask for anything, we have to go line with the central trade union. They used to say only one: it is a political decision, political strike. What is political? We could not understand. It is workers' politics. That means our rights are being taken away by the government. Who are taking away? Politicians are only taking away from the parliament, through parliament. So naturally, is it not our duty to fight against them? So to fight against them, how we can call it as a political demand? We are not fighting BJP to be removed from the center. No, that is not our demand. We are demanding our company should not be privatized and our new pension scheme to be replaced. Is it a political demand? Can you say it is a political demand? It is our own demand. For that, if we are not aligning with central trade unions, who else will align with central trade unions? Can you call it as a political game? No, it cannot be. If you are calling, you are making yourself something wrong. Your decision is wrong, not our decision. So that is why GIEAIA has taken a firm decision. Whenever the bigger forum we have to join to achieve our gains. In that way, when we are joining, they are not ready. Even to get the new pension scheme to be reversed and the old pension to be taken, we have to line up with the central trade unions. That is our decision. So we are sure by that action only we could be able to clinch, whereas these organizations operating in the industry are not ready to do that. So initially these are the two issues which are immediately confronting with the existing old employees as well as the new employees. That has to be immediate our concern. Like that privatization issue also. Though we are fighting here against this government, unless we join with central trade union, we cannot fight it out. So in that way, apart from this, whatever the other issues we are going to face in the industry, definitely we are sure we will resolve. There are some, I learned, there are some questions has been raised among some organization among themselves that whether we are going to join class 3 and union. No, it's not. Please, we want to make it a point clear. Only the name is same. It doesn't mean that all are going to be class 3 and 4. Employees is a common gender, and moreover, in our bylaw we have made corrections in such a way there will be two rails. Say for example, we used to say everywhere, it is like the train which is running on 2 rails. One rail will be class 3 and 4, another rail will be class 1. Class 3 and 4, today I am the general secretary of GIEAIA. So I am the class 3 and 4 leader. Like that, after check-off, all the employees, those who have voted for 103, they will conduct their general body meeting independently. From among the officers, they will elect their own leadership at regional level, at head office level, and also the zonal level. These are the 3 floors we are having: region, zone and all India. So in that way, there will be a parallel leadership within GIEAIA. There will be class 3 and 4 leadership, there will be class 1 leadership. On these 2 rails, the GIEAIA train will run. It will take up the issues of the employees. So there will be a coordination committee at all level. Class 3 and 4 leadership and class 1 leadership will join together to fight against the management or with the government. Whatever the issues confronting class 3 and 4, jointly they will address. Like that for class 1 also. One more doubt has been raised, because these are things we are hearing where it has been spread. Suppose tomorrow there is a confrontation between class 3 and 4 in a particular office with class 1 officer. That's a message the GIEAIA will be only with class 3 and 4 employees. It is not so common. Be assured, so far the history says, even you can ask any of the officers who are in DO or BO, we never confront unnecessarily with any of the officer. Is it really? We will go and analyze. If the employee of class 3 and 4 represent to us an issue, and if we feel he has done a mistake, we will advise don't do that. If the person and the officer say, whether it is a DM, PM, we are not seeing him as an officer. He is administering the particular office. While doing so, definitely everybody could have done a mistake while dealing with the things. So at that time, naturally, we have to tell an officer what you have done is wrong. Always better call a spade as spade. That's more important. We will not at any time join or align only with the class 3 and 4 or somebody with class 1. No, it is not so. Today I think there is no difference between class 3 and 4 and class 1. Today the situation is like that. All are doing all work everywhere. Where is the question of difference between class 1 and class 3? I don't think. Even the senior assistant becomes the micro office in charge, signing the policy. Is it not? Is it a fact? So the situation is today we have to join together to fight against our common enemy who is trying to privatize this industry and take away all our benefits from us. That should be our tendency. In that way we call upon all. You please support and see that you are giving minimum 30% is the benchmark. You give us the mandate. We assure you today as a GIEAIA General Secretary, on behalf of the officers who are going to elect their own leadership, on their behalf also, today in advance they are giving assurance. Definitely the interest of everyone commonly will be analyzed, it will be protected. And so far GIEAIA has given a good umbrella to everybody. Nobody can deny. Even as a class 3 representative, PF and welfare, GIEAIA members are elected with the support of course with class 1. But finally there is no complaint against them that they are only helping class 3 and 4. They are not addressing the issue of class 1. No, we alone, suppose an officer, Vijayalakshmi comrade has applied, the employees representative are not sanctioning. Anywhere there? No, we will not allow. That is GIEAIA. So in that way, thanks for passion hearing. You please, on 21st, choose 103, give us a chance and we will definitely jointly, we will address the issue of TMP and we will make it as a need-based TMP so that nobody in future will unnecessarily put into hardship. In that way we request, thank you for passion hearing. Thank you. Please choose 10. Thank you.